Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NHL landscape lately, you already know that the Montreal Canadiens are in a bit of a strategic crossroads. The team is actively looking to improve its roster, especially at a very critical position, the center ice. And this isn't just about filling a spot. It's about finding someone who can elevate the team's overall performance and push them closer to their Stanley Cup ambitions. The Canadiens, led by General Manager Kent Hughes, have made it clear that they want to upgrade their second or third-line center, a role that's vital for balanced scoring and defensive stability. They've got their star in Nick Suzuki, a bona fide number one, but beyond that, they're clearly seeking more depth and versatility. Now, one of the most interesting rumors circulating involves a potential trade with a division rival, the Boston Bruins. Yes, you heard that right. The Bruins, who had a tough season last year but are looking to bounce back strongly and make a playoff push this time around, might be open to moving some players. And one player that's been linked in the chatter is Pavel Zacha. The heavy rumors, as proposed by Heavy.com, suggest that Montreal could acquire Zacha in a deal that might be quite advantageous for both sides. Imagine this for a second. Montreal, they're aiming to bolster their middle six, and Zacha, with his 2 years left on a 4-year, $19 million deal, could be a perfect fit. Last season, he scored 14 goals and added 33 assists for a total of 47 points in 82 games, showing that he can contribute offensively and bring some much-needed secondary scoring. He's versatile, capable of playing both center and wing, and has the size and speed to handle the physicality of the NHL. The Canadiens, in this scenario, would be giving up a couple of promising young forwards, Datch and Roy, along with a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Let's talk about Datch for a moment. He's still young, only entering the final year of his 4-year contract worth $45 million, but injuries have hampered his progress, and he's yet to fully establish himself as a consistent contributor at the NHL level. Last season, he played 57 games, scoring 10 goals and 12 assists for 22 points. Despite his struggles, Datch remains a player with a lot of untapped potential, and Montreal might see this as an opportunity to move him for a more immediate impact player like Zacha. And then there's Roy. He's more of a depth piece, a reliable third or fourth line forward, and he's coming off a season where he scored 2 goals in 12 games. His contract is modest, just over $2.5 million for 3 years, and he could be a valuable asset for Boston, especially as they look to add depth and grit to their lineup for a playoff run. This kind of move, if it happens, could be a real game-changer for Montreal. It's a strategic gamble, but one that makes sense considering their current roster composition. They're set with Alex Newhook and Datch as potential second and third-line centers, but the team's leadership, especially Kent Hughes, has made it clear that they're not content to sit still. They're always exploring options, working the trade market, and trying to identify players who can elevate the team. Hughes even said recently that the team is prepared to start the season with what they have, but they're also actively looking for opportunities to upgrade through trades. And it's not just about filling a position, it's about adding a player like Zacha who can contribute right away. He's a veteran with NHL experience, having been drafted 6th overall in 2015 by the New Jersey Devils. Over his career, he's played 628 games, scored 125 goals, and added 217 assists, accumulating 342 points. His experience and versatility make him a valuable asset, especially for a team like Montreal that's trying to build a competitive roster capable of making a deep playoff run. But here's the thing. Boston is still hopeful to make the playoffs, and they might be inclined to hold onto Zacha. However, NHL insiders like David Pagnotta have indicated that Boston has explored the trade market for Zacha during the season, and there's a belief that they might be open to moving him again. Zacha's no-trade list includes 10 teams, but that list drops to 8 on July 1, giving him a bit of say in where he might end up. That makes this a bit of a chess game, with the Canadiens trying to leverage their assets and Boston weighing their options. Now, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. Montreal has a lot of valuable assets to trade, including those 2 second-round picks in 2026 and some promising young players like Datch. They also have the draft capital and cap space to make a bold move if they find the right fit. The team is in a bit of a transitional phase, trying to balance youth with experience, and this potential trade could align perfectly with their long-term strategy. Looking at the current roster, it's clear that the Canadiens are still a team in development. They have the foundation in Nick Suzuki as their leader and primary playmaker, but they know that to truly contend, they need more depth at center. A player like Zacha could bring not only offensive production, but also some much-needed physicality and defensive responsibility. His 2-year term gives Montreal some flexibility to evaluate how he fits into their core without a long-term commitment right away. And for Boston, acquiring Datch and Roy could add some much-needed depth and versatility, especially as they try to reload after last season's disappointment. Datch's youth and potential, combined with Roy's grit and experience, could help Boston become a more balanced team. Plus, it could be a strategic move if they decide to retool or rebuild, especially if they see Zacha as a player they might move later or keep depending on their needs. Of course, all of this hinges on negotiations, player preferences, and the evolving landscape of the NHL trade market. But what's clear is that Montreal is not content with the status quo. They are actively seeking ways to improve, and this rumored deal with Boston is just one example of their aggressive approach. They're looking for players who can step in and contribute immediately, and Zacha fits that mold perfectly. It's a move that could pay dividends in the short term and set the stage for future success. In the grand scheme of things, it's fascinating to watch how these teams maneuver, especially in a division as competitive as the Atlantic. With the moves from Montreal, the Bruins, and other teams, the division could see a real shake-up this season. And as fans, we should be excited because it means more unpredictability, more drama, and ultimately, more hockey to enjoy. The Canadiens are building something, and while the road to contention might still be under construction, moves like these show they're ready to take bold steps forward. So, to all the Canadiens fans listening, keep your eyes on this story. It's not just a rumor, it's part of a bigger picture, a team that's determined to upgrade and compete at the highest level. The next few weeks will be crucial as negotiations unfold, and we'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. Montreal is on the move, and this season could be one of the most exciting yet. Stay tuned because the Canadiens are shaping up to be a team to watch, and I promise there's much more to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Montreal Canadiens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think acquiring Zacha is the right step forward, or do you prefer the team focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Canadiens. Remember, the NHL season is just around the corner, and every move counts. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news, because this team is not done yet. They're building, they're fighting, and they're aiming higher than ever before. Thanks for being with us, and let's keep the passion alive. Go Habs!